Adding a second player is not complicated, but we have to be careful about some things. First of all, I'm going to select this paddle. I'm going to move it a little bit more to the left, to the horizontal position -6. The Z position is going to be 0, so it's going to be centered. And what I want to do here is to basically duplicate this paddle, to have a second one, and move its horizontal position to 6. So you have two paddles. When you press play, you're going to have both paddles working and both paddles being controlled. But the thing is, whenever I control one of them, the other one is going to be controlled as well. So we have some mirroring effect happening here. This is not what we want to do. Okay, so we need to work with our input manager. So we're going to kind of use different keys for the horizontal and vertical movements for the paddles. Okay, so first of all, we're going to edit. Then we're going to project settings and input. Okay, right now, if you look at the horizontal axis, we have left and right for the negative and positive buttons, but we also have A and D. I'm going to reverse things a little bit. I'm going to put negative button to be A, positive to be D, and I'm going to remove the alternative buttons. I'm just going to delete them, so they're going to look like this. And I'm also going to change the name horizontal to horizontal 1. I'm going to do the same thing for the vertical axis. This is going to be vertical 1. Negative button is going to be S, positive W, and I'm going to delete the alternative buttons for vertical 1. Okay, so we have horizontal 1 and we have vertical 1. Okay, we should also use these two other axes here. Okay, notice that we have this horizontal and we have this vertical. But here we're going to use horizontal 2 and vertical 2. The negative button is going to be left for horizontal 2, positive right, and in vertical 2, the negative button is going to be down and positive button is going to be up. Okay, so we have two horizontal and vertical axes. They are very similar. Okay, you might want to copy these values here. So 3, 0.001 and 3. So let's put them here. 3, 0.001 and 3. And here 3, 0.001 and 3. Okay, the rest should be the same. Okay, the thing about this horizontal 2 and vertical 2 is the type is joystick axis, but let's use key or mouse button for both. Okay, so we are allowed to use our keyboard. If you want to configure to use the joystick, then you can just make a few more adjustments and then add more axes here so the joysticks work. But the thing is, you can, since we have horizontal 1 and vertical 1, you can add another horizontal 1 and vertical 1 and just configure the joystick. So you can make this work on other platforms. But for our purpose here, we just want to use the keyboard. Okay, so we have horizontal 1 and vertical 1. The thing is, the paddle script now needs to identify which player is playing, if it's player 1 or player 2, and then use the correct axis. So we're going to go to the paddle script here. Okay, let me just move this up so we get in the correct order. And now I'm going to add a variable here that is going to be public int and then player number. Okay, so this number for this game should be either 1 or 2. And whatever number we use for the player, we need to use this as well to get the axis we have. So instead of just using horizontal, we should use either horizontal 1 or horizontal 2. So here we can just append, by adding the plus sign, the variable player number in horizontal and in vertical. So plus player number and then plus player number. Okay, we're going to save this script. Let's go to Unity. We're going to wait for the script to be ready. And in the first paddle game object, its number is going to be 1. And in the second paddle game object, its number is going to be 2. Okay, so I'm even going to rename this guy to paddle 1 and this one to paddle 2. Okay, let's give it a try. I'm going to press play. I'm going to use the WASD keys and I'm controlling player 1. I'm now going to use the arrow keys and control player 2. There's just one small issue. I think I've written the opposite values for the vertical axis, but that can be easily adjusted by going to Edit, Project Settings, Input, and in vertical to here, this should be up, and this one should be down. Okay, it should look like this. Let's save the project and press play again to give it another try. And then, yeah, we can move this one correctly. So I'm going to hit here, I can hit back here, and whenever this score happens, then the puck is back here to the beginning, so we can hit it again. Okay, that was a very bad hit. Let's move it like this, close, and let's see if I can get this one right, and there we go. So it moves to this position. Okay, so if two players, we are now allowed to bounce this puck to the left and to the right and score properly. Okay, and now that we have this score, we need to, of course, show the score somehow to the players, so they need to know who is winning. And to do this, we should work with Unity's interface. We're going to do this in the next video.